food deliverers must go through COVID-19 screening. More than 4,000 detained for drug-related offences. Hello, good evening and welcome to News on 2. I'm Amin Carlos. Well, Malaysia recorded 69 new COVID-19 cases today, taking the total number of confirmed infections in the country to 5,251. Well, this is the second time this week that the country has recorded only double-digit figures of new cases in a 24-hour span.
Sehingga 17 April 2020, jam 12 tengah hari, terdapat 69 kes baru yang telah dilaporkan. Ini menjadikan jumlah kes positif COVID-19 di Malaysia adalah sebanyak 5,251 kes.
At the Health Ministry's daily COVID-19 media briefing today, Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah also announced that Malaysia discharged 201 more patients as of noon Friday. Well, he also said 51 patients are being treated at intensive care units, or ICU, with 26 of them requiring the use of ventilators. Well, the country also reported 2 new deaths, which brings the COVID-19 death toll to 86 cases. This translates to a fatality rate of 1.64% out of the total number of cases. In today's briefing, the Health DG also said a total of 601 positive cases have been detected among foreigners in Malaysia, of which 242 have recovered and 3 have died. Well, food delivery riders will now be subjected to health screenings to ensure their safety and that of their customers amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Senior Minister Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said that checkups can be done either in government or private clinics, with further details on the matter to be announced soon.
Kita mahu menjaga kesihatan mereka sebab kita tahu mereka adalah orang yang akan menghantar direct secara terus makanan kepada pelanggan mereka. Tentulah akan berlaku keadaan bersemuka di antara mereka dan pelanggan-pelanggan yang memesan makanan. Jadi untuk menjaga kepentingan mereka, kita minta supaya semua mereka disaring.
The senior minister added that the Transport Ministry would issue a directive soon on the matter to over 40 existing e-hailing service providers, while the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs would do the same for fast food restaurants that offer delivery. However, he did not elaborate when the ruling would come into force or if the screening would be a one-off check or has to be conducted on a daily or weekly basis. On confusion over Ramadan bazaars, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri reiterated that all forms of bazaars would not be allowed during the fasting month, although e-hailing services can continue operations during this period. He said for smaller towns and rural areas that do not have e-hailing services, individuals and businesses that offer delivery services would be allowed to operate. However, they are required to register themselves with the respective local councils. Well, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri has also reminded the authorities not to be overzealous when enforcing the Movement Control Order, MCO. Now, when told by the media that there were reports of the police detaining individuals who were not wearing face masks in public, well, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri stressed that it is not an offence for not wearing a face mask, and it is not compulsory for everyone to wear face masks.
Ketua Pengarah Kesihatan hampir setiap masa mengatakan di dalam PC dia mengatakan bahawa yang bergejala sahaja yang perlu memakai topeng muka. Ya, yang tidak bergejala pilihan optional, pilihan masing-masing. Jadi tidak bolehlah kita nak menguatkuasakan sesiapa yang tidak memakai topeng ditahan, ditangkap dan sebagainya.
Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said cleaning workers in areas under the Enhanced Movement Control Order, EMCO, need not wear biohazard suits or PPE. He said this was because they had no direct contact with the residents who are under the EMCO. He said wearing gloves and face masks sufficed for cleaning workers in EMCO zones. However, he said PPE is a must for them if they enter a home in an EMCO zone to do cleaning work if it is suspected there are occupants who have symptoms or are positive for COVID-19. Well, Bukit Aman Narcotics Crimes Investigation Department NCID Director Commissioner Dr. Ramli Den said despite the MCO being enforced, almost 4,000 people have been detained so far for drug-related offences. Well, he said 3,923 were detained for drug-related offences nationwide between 18th March and 16 April. Elaborating further on the matter, Dato' Ramli said among those detained, 208 were arrested for drug trafficking under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. He also said during Phase 1 of the MCO, the drug-pushing trend was slow, but it began to pick up in Phase 2. In Phase 2, police discovered that large-scale traffickers were back in business due to demand from customers. The NCID recorded 3,085 cases during the MCO period, including 5 big-scale drug trafficking cases between 10th to 13th April.
Jadi dalam sekatan jalan raya ini kita lihat modus operandi yang digunakan ialah menggunakan motosikal, motosikal yang paling banyak menggunakan motosikal lah, lebih kurang 50% daripada kes-kes ini menggunakan motosikal. Selebihnya menggunakan kereta persendirian banyak 41% dan lain-lain kenderaan 9%.
Well, meanwhile, the detention of several drug users during the MCO led police right up the supply chain with the arrest of a shabu and ecstasy supplier. Now, Selangor Narcotics Crime Investigation Department NCID Chief ACP R. Sundralingam said it all began when police arrested 2 suspects at a terrace house in Bandar Kinrara on 15th April. Briefing reporters at the Selangor Police Headquarters today, he said police seized 120 grams of shabu worth about 6,000 ringgit and a number of ecstasy pills. 2 more raids were conducted within the same area and 2 more suspects were arrested with 537 pills seized believed to be ecstasy and 151 grams of shabu worth 34,000 ringgit. Following these arrests and the interrogation of the suspects, Selangor NCID along with the Kuala Lumpur NCID arrested a 42-year-old suspect near Wangsa Melati at 8:30 p.m. on 15 April. A bag containing 3 packets of what is believed to be 410 grams of shabu was seized. The suspect then led police to a terrace house in the same area where a 24-year-old woman and a 14-year-old boy were arrested.
Dia ni pembeli dengan pembekal. So mula daripada pembeli, pembekal datang supply, so kita tangkap yang first case. Dari situ kita develop dapat tangkapan kedua, ketiga, keempat dan akhirnya sampailah kepada pengedar utama ataupun stokis lah, di mana dia menyimpan dadah dalam kuantiti yang banyak di rumah dia di Wangsa Maju, di mana dapati ada 13 kilogram.
ACP Sundralingam added checks at the house revealed 13 packets of Chinese tea containing what is believed to be 13.65 kilograms of shabu, adding that the woman and boy were the suspect's cousin and nephew respectively. Tests for the 3 came back positive for drug consumption. The case is classified under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 for drug trafficking. All suspects have been remanded to help with further investigations. Well, separately, 3 men caught playing golf at a golf club in Batu Gajah, Perak during the Movement Control Order, MCO, were sentenced to 3 days in jail and fined 1,000 ringgit each. Lau Tek San, 68, Tan Chi Kian, 59, and Eugene Wong Yan Ho, 37, pleaded guilty after their charges under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act for measures within the infected local areas regulations were read out at the Batu Gajah Magistrates Court today. Now, when meting out the punishment Enforcement Magistrate Nazratul Natra Muhammad Yusuf said their actions were disrespectful to the frontliners. Praveen Sharma Krishnan, who represented the three men, had initially asked for no jail time. However, Deputy Public Prosecutor Nur Fairoz Abdul Muttalib said all three men should face jail time as a deterrent to members of the public. Well, he said while everyone are in the midst of battling COVID-19, these men have violated the law and should be punished accordingly. Now, all three men will be jailed starting from the day of their arrest, and the court also ordered all items seized to be returned to the men. Well, the Sabah Health Department has identified 2 clusters of COVID-19 infections among its staff at the Women and Children's Hospital, or HWKKS, in Likas and the Keninga Hospital in the interior. Its director, Dr. Christina Rundi, said the clusters were identified after 2 weeks of investigations. Now, Dr. Rundi said the cluster at HWKKS had contributed to the rise in cases in the state capital to 42, making Kota Kinabalu the second red zone in Sabah after Tawau. Well, she said from the State Health Department's investigations, the source of infection comes from outside the hospital and involves workplace contacts. Now, most likely, she said the infections took place outside the wards, as there were also positive cases among those who stayed under one roof. Dr. Rundi added that no cross-infection had been found involving patients, as health workers all used personal protective equipment while on duty. Now, of the 42 cases in Kota Kinabalu, 24 are linked to the Tablik cluster, while 11 involve health workers. And of the 11, 8 are staff at HWKKS. Dr. Rundi said state health authorities had taken steps to curb the spread of the virus at the hospitals. Meanwhile, Bekalan Chirpa prison inmates are putting their skills to good use at a crucial time by producing personal equipment or personal protection equipment, or PPEs, to be used by frontliners in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, since 18 March, they have managed to come up with a total of more than 10,000 units of PPE. Bekalan Chirpa Prison Director, Assistant Commissioner Mat Yaakob, said due to the high demand from the health sector, they are now producing the PPE every day compared to 5 days a week previously.
Serahan ini dibuat secara harian, hari-hari. Anggaran berapa sehari? Anggaran 350 hingga ke 500 pieces sehari. Kita tengok jenis PPE yang kita keluarkan, sama ada gown ataupun head cover ataupun kasut.
Assistant Commissioner Mat Yaakob said this after attending an event in which the Malaysian Red Crescent Society donated 10 units of sewing machines worth 21,000 ringgit to help increase the production of PPE. Well, the Housing and Local Government Ministry not only focuses on business premises and private homes in their disinfection operations to break the chain of COVID-19 infection, but also the various tourist spots around the country. Well, today, the ministry, along with other relevant departments and agencies, came together to conduct its disinfection exercise at Zoo Negara to ensure more than 300 animal species do not contract COVID-19. Now, since 18 March, Zoo Negara has been closed to the public under the Movement Control Order, or MCO, and as a first step to ensure that it is safe from any signs of COVID-19 before it opens its doors to the public again, a disinfection exercise was conducted at the National Zoo this morning. The exercise began as early as 9:30 and ended at around 12 noon, involving 70 personnel from the Fire and Rescue Department, Health Ministry, SW Corp, Alam Flora, and Ampang Jaya Municipal Council. And the Housing and Local Government Deputy Minister, Dr. Sri Ismail Abdul Muttalib, was present to join in the operation. Cancelled amid COVID-19 pandemic. Well, to make it easier for the public to get their supply of fish during the Movement Control Order (MCO) period, the Malaysian Fisheries Development Board, or LKIM, has introduced the door-to-door sale of fish to homes via a nationwide cash-on-delivery service. Well, the initiative to market fish directly to the customers will hopefully reduce congestion in the market and curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, LKIM in a media statement announced that the sale of fish online can be done through the e-commerce platform Shopee. At the same time, 64 LKIM fishermen's markets throughout the country are still operating as usual within the standard operating procedure set by the National Security Council and the Health Ministry. Well, LKIM also urged the public not to panic as there is sufficient supply in the fishermen's markets and the controlled fresh markets. Well, supply of fish during the MCO is at 185,000 metric tons of stock in the market now, compared to the monthly 155,000 metric tons. Well, Fardu Ain and Kifaya, or KAFA, examination scheduled for 28th September to 1st October have been cancelled in light of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting Movement Control Order (MCO). Now, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri, said in line with the Education Ministry's decision that school sessions would only continue in accordance with the Health Ministry's advice, the Malaysia Islamic Development Department, or JAKIM, has decided to follow suit.
Keputusan ini adalah bagi memastikan keselamatan dan kesihatan murid-murid terjamin. Pembatalan UPKK tidak akan menjejaskan penilaian terhadap tahap penguasaan murid setelah mengikuti pendidikan KAFA bermula tahun 1 hingga tahun 6 di peringkat rendah. Kemenjadian murid dalam pendidikan KAFA boleh dinilai dengan berbagai kaedah. Justru bagi tujuan ini, JAKIM akan menetapkan satu kaedah pentaksiran baharu bagi menggantikan ujian bertulis tersebut.
In a live telecast on his Facebook page today, Dr. Zulkifli said JAKIM had also decided that the opening of the KAFA school session nationwide would be made based on the decision of the Ministry of Education.
KAFA bermula tahun 1 hingga tahun 6.
Well, the Johor Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Services Department, MAKIS, has seized more than $500,000 ringgit worth of wood imported from China. MAKIS Director Nur Afifah A. Rahman, in a statement today, said the wood was believed to be for the domestic market. Well, according to Nur Afifah, the 104,300 kilogram of dwarf small leaf birch wood worth 542,286 ringgit was found in 4 containers at the port of Tanjung Pelepas at around 2:30 p.m. yesterday. Well, she said upon further inspection, MAKIS officers found that the wood had not undergone the necessary heat treatment to rid it of pests and disease. While she added that the case is being investigated under Section 1.5 or Subsection 15.1 and Subsection 15, Subsection 2 of the Quarantine and Inspection Services Act 2011. Nur Afifah said that those found guilty may face imprisonment of up to 7 years and fines of up to 150,000 ringgit. Well, she also said that MAKIS would continue to carry out thorough inspections and enforcement on all imports of agriculture into the country. Well, the Kuala Lumpur High Court today fixed 14th May for case management of the defence trial of the accused in the murder of Universiti Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia, UPNM cadet Marine Officer Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain. Well, Deputy Public Prosecutor Julia Ibrahim said that the court has set 14th May for case management to set new dates to continue the defence trial. Now, during the last proceeding on 28 February, 3 of the accused testified. They were Muhammad Hasib Ismail, the 7th accused, Muhammad Adib Iman Fuad Adisani, 9th accused, and Muhammad Shazwan Musa, the 10th accused. On 31st July last year, the High Court ordered 18 UPNM students to enter their defence on charges of murdering, injuring, injuring and abetting the murder of Zul Farhan. They are charged with voluntarily causing hurt against the victim for the purpose of forcing the latter to admit to an alleged theft of a laptop, according to Section 330 of the Penal Code, read together with Section 34 of the same Act, which imposes a maximum imprisonment of 7 years and a fine upon conviction. The offence was allegedly committed at room 0305 of the Jabat Hostel building in UPNM between 2:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. on 21st May 2017. News on to this evening. In our top story, food deliverers must go through COVID-19 screening. Do join us again for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Amin Carlos. Stay safe, everyone, and thanks for watching.